Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Darren Little here with the MLM Superheroes, and we are live right now on an international call, on an international broadcast. This is a team millionaire mastermind tonight, guys, and we are broadcasting right now, okay, to all four corners of the world. And I want you to really understand the power of this right here. This right here can take your business like this, okay, literally. If you implement the strategies that I teach, you will literally never ever have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. Okay? I'm not joking here. Okay? People don't do this enough. Okay? So typically what happens when people get into a networking type of a model, they don't understand the concept of leverage. And they don't understand that the internet is meant to clone you, to make copies of you, okay? So after this particular presentation is done tonight, and I provide value to the world, okay, I'm making universal deposits into other people's lives, okay? And if I do that, and the recording finishes, I will create a cloned copy of me, okay? A cloned copy. Like me phoning the laboratory and ordering up, some special DNA formula. Hey guys, can you have 50 more copies of me done? I'm going to pick them up on Thursday. Of course you're going to make more money. If you've got 2,000 clone copies of you, of course you're going to make more money. Think about that. So if you are working a worker bee model where you are required to make money, it's no different than your job. It's no different, right? So if you are not making clone copies of yourself where you are providing value to the marketplace, you're still in the same position as working a job. Okay? You guys got to understand this. Okay? Can you make a little bit of money? Sure. Can you make even enough to consider it to be a full-time income? Sure. But the moment that you leave, you don't make any money. So you defeat the whole purpose of creating a freedom lifestyle, okay? Now, in the event that you're in a situation where you go away on holidays for 2 weeks and your clone copies of you still create income for you, now you get the concept. Now you get the concept of leverage. Okay, so in the event that you have no clone copies of yourself working for you while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, you're totally missing the concept of the internet. Okay, you're totally missing it. Now, here's what I'm going to share with you. There are ways that you can do this that are very, very strategic. Okay, and I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you guys. I'm going to go to my wall. I'm going to show you pieces of a campaign. Okay, because a lot of people, when I'm sharing with you these concepts and I'm sharing these ideas, a lot of people don't fully get what I'm talking about. Okay, I come from the world of marketing and advertising. Okay, where we used to go in and close deals that were $250,000, and that would be a media budget. Okay, so I would come into a company and I would create a brand, right? I would create a slogan for the company. I would design their business cards, their letterhead, their envelopes, their brochures, their trade show display. What is the message that they're going to communicate to their target market, okay? And I would develop a campaign, a marketing and advertising campaign, right? Now, once the marketing and advertising campaign is developed, that campaign is put into, media buys, okay? So I might do, Forbes magazine, or I might do, Business in Vancouver, or I might do, some sort of trade show campaign where I'm going to allocate a certain amount of the budget to be at trade show events where I'm going to be in contact with other companies, right, that are potential buyers of whatever it is that I'm selling, right? I could be in a situation where I'm going to allocate part of my campaign to direct mail, right, where I buy a list of potential buyers that I know are interested in something similar. They bought similar products to what I have to offer. I buy a list. I develop a direct mail campaign that goes to those potential buyers, and I have a whole strategy that I'm going to roll out that's going to bring those people to buy whatever it is that I have. Okay, so here's an example. I was hired to restructure a company that was in, they sold electronic bingo handsets, okay? So the particular unit that they had would play 300 bingo cards simultaneously. So instead of, having these bingo cards on your table and taking the dauber and daubing, B1, G15 or whatever, the computer would do it on its own, right, through a radio frequency, and all of the best cards would go all the way up to the very top, so that the closest cards to winning were on the very top. Okay. Now, when I went into this particular company, I said to them, let me see all of your marketing materials. Let me see where you're at, because the company had an amazing product, but they weren't generating any sales at all, okay? So when I looked at all of the marketing materials, when I looked at the message that they were sending to their buyers, the people that were buying their product, right, or going to install that product into the bingo hall, the message that they were sending in all of their brochures, the message was targeting the consumers when the buyers were the bingo hall managers. Okay, now I'm hoping that you guys get this as I'm going to share this data and stuff with you tonight. So it's like this, okay? So if this is your buyer and this is your message and they're not congruent, they're going to go like this. Okay, so you end up wasting your advertising money, right? So what I had to share with this company, now I'm talking about a public company, guys. I'm not talking about stupid people here, okay? These are, business people. They're, they've raised tens of millions of dollars to launch their product, but the message was going like this, okay? So the people that were the buyers of the product were the bingo hall managers, okay? But all of their marketing materials were targeting the bingo hall players. Well, the players aren't installing the product, right? So guess what was happening? No installs, okay? Because the bingo hall manager, here's what he cares about. What does it cost and what's in it for me? That's all they care about, okay? But they were all the marketing materials were targeting, the easy carrying handle, right? Who cares about that? The durable case of whatever, all the stuff that they were targeting, the colors of the machine. Who cares? The bingo hall managers certainly don't care, right? All they care is this: what does it cost to install into my bingo hall, okay? And what effect is it going to have on my player spend, right? How much money am I going to make if I put this, unit into my bingo hall, okay? So I designed a campaign, right? Now, the campaign that I came up with was get electronic, right? Because it was an electronic bingo machine. Get electronic, get advanced. Okay, that was the campaign, right? 4 words: get electronic, get advanced. Okay, and the company was Advanced Gaming Technologies. Okay, so the campaign, in as few of words as possible, it sent a message to the bingo hall manager that if they brought in these electronic bingo handsets, that they would be an advanced bingo hall and they would be able to bring in more money, right? Isn't that what they wanted? They wanted to make more money, right? That's what we're in business for, to make money. Okay, we're not in business to spin our wheels and waste a lot of time, right? Now, this is the area that people don't really understand when they start a business, okay? So my campaign now rolled out into basically what I did. The phase 1 of my campaign, guys, my campaign is that I developed a cartoon character called Max, okay, because the bingo system was called Max Electronic Bingo Systems. So the character, you know, was this, you know, cool, funky cartoon guy. He had the space suit on, so he looked like he came from the future. He had the logo, the Advanced Gaming Technologies logo on his chest, right? And he had this little dog named Bingo, right? So it was Max and Bingo, right? Those were the 2 little characters, and they unfolded into the whole campaign, right? So all of the advertisements had Max and Bingo in them. All of the brochures had Max and Bingo, right? All of the trade show displays had Max and Bingo. I had these movie posters designed, right? They were 3-dimensional. They were about 6-7 feet tall. And it was Max, and he had the little dog named Bingo beside it, the Bingo on his collar. And his tail was hooked up to a little battery device, and it would wag back and forth like this, right? And those went into the bingo halls. Then Max and Bingo were on T-shirts, they were on keychains. The direct mail piece was a bingo handset, and it was an invitation. We wanted to get people to our trade show display, okay? So the direct mail campaign, when you flipped it open, they were pull tabs. Okay, now people didn't know this, but every one of them was a winner, right? When they went on the direct mail campaign, and they could either win a keychain, they could win a coffee mug, they could win a T-shirt, right? But the only place that they could gain, get their prize, right, was at our trade show booth. So they had to bring the direct mail piece with them to our trade show booth to collect their prize. So what did that do? That brought me more traffic, right? That brought me more traffic, okay? So the whole display looked like something right out of a Las Vegas casino, okay? No joke, okay? We had the top casino companies were photographing all the stuff that I had created for this trade show booth because we were stopping traffic. So imagine this. You go to this gigantic trade show, okay, and we're on a corner, right? Our booth was on a corner spot. Wasn't even a big spot, but there was so much traffic that we were clogging up the whole corner, and all of the other trade show people were filing complaints that we were stopping. Everybody was on our trade show booth, okay? So here's what I did. This is all part of a campaign, guys, okay? So then besides doing the direct mail went out to all of the Indian gaming casinos because those were the buyers, right? So what I did was I developed a campaign that targeted those people. So it said something like, find out how you can get all of your expenses to the NIGA Gaming Conference paid for you for free. That was the lure, my special sauce. My special sauce was they're all going to go to the NIGA Gaming Conference, so I'm going to show you how you can get to the NIGA Gaming Conference for free, right? So the whole campaign was that, and here's our pull tabs, and you might be able to win a prize, plus over $1,000 in cash at our booth, okay, with real cash giveaway prizes, okay? So what I did was I basically said to them, if you win a prize, come and collect it at the booth. Oh, by the way, when you take a look at our bingo system, if you like it, we'll take all the costs of your airfare, your accommodation, and everything, and we will deduct it from your transaction. So they got all their money back for coming to the conference. So it was a little spin, right? So then what we did is I cut a deal with Harley Davidson, okay? And Harley Davidson at that time, in that particular year, this was back in, probably about 17, 18 years ago, they had this bad boy, it was called the Bad Boy Harley Davidson, and it had a stretch tank, it was lowered, and it was just like this badass Harley Davidson. Was unbelievable, okay? And Harley Davidson displayed their bike at my booth, okay? Now, beyond that, part of my campaign, guys, I want you to understand this word, my little character, my Max Electronic Bingo Systems character, I turned into a tattoo, okay? These transferable tattoos, okay? Now, once you entered to win the Harley, okay, now the Harley that you were going to win wasn't even the Harley on display, right? And it said right in the contest that, this is not the Harley that you're going to win if you win the Harley. The Harley that you're going to win is this one. We had a picture of it. But the other Harley was on display at the booth to bring in all the people, right? Every person that entered to win the Harley Davidson got a tattoo, okay, on their shaking hand of my cartoon character. So as people were walking around the trade show shaking hands, right, they'd say, oh, what's that? Oh, like Advanced Gaming, they got that, Harley Davidson Enter to Win thing, and you have to have this thing on when they call the prize, otherwise you don't win. Do you realize what that means in a trade show when you have everybody in there all going around promoting for you because of this? That's cloning, guys. Okay, so I didn't just depend on me sitting there going, doopity-doop, doopity-doop, hope somebody comes to my booth, right? I didn't do that. I had a campaign, okay? So the direct mail campaign went out and it said, find out how you can get all your expenses to the conference paid for free. That brought people to my booth, okay? There was another thing that was, the keychain, the coffee cup, the shirt, the golf shirt. I mean, we had golf shirts with embroidery, with, our Advanced Gaming Technologies logo, with the cartoon character embroidered into the sleeve, with Get Electronic, Get Advanced. These were like high-quality shirts, guys, like $100 shirts, okay? Nike shirts that people would pay $100 for, we were giving those away as prizes, okay? Plus, I contacted the gaming conference and I got a temporary license to actually run real live bingo games at my booth and give away real cash prizes, okay? Our booth had so much attention that one conference closed a $4 million financing because the top competitor saw our booth as having so much attention, right? They got scared. They got scared that we were going to take over the marketplace, so they gave us $4 million to do a joint venture deal, okay? That's marketing, guys, okay? That's marketing. Plus, besides all that, okay, I went to a company that did, have you ever been to a football game and they got the mascot characters? I turned my Max cartoon guy into one of those huge mascots, okay? And I went in and did I was the guy, right? I was the guy inside that, the thing, and basically what I would do is I had a bag, I had keychains, I had all these cups and everything in my bag, and I would go around in the audience and in the whole trade show, and I would, be taking pictures with people, I would be shaking hands, and I would be giving out some of my Max promotional stuff and my tattoos and telling them how they needed to come back to my booth, right? That is a marketing campaign, okay? Now, here's what I'm going to share with you when it comes to, if I look at every single launch that I've ever done, okay, I'm never promoting the company. Now, if you guys get this, I'm telling you what, you'll make a flippin' fortune. If you don't get this, you're just going to be Joe Affiliate. I'm Joe, hey, I've got my briefcase, I'm Joe Affiliate, right? If you want to set yourself apart, okay, here's the things that you've got to understand about this. This is a leadership business model, leadership, okay? People, honestly, guys, I'm going to be quite frankly, they don't give a shit about your products. They don't care, okay? They don't care about your company. They don't care about whatever it is that you have. Here's what they want to know. How do I make money, and can you help me? That's it. They could care less if they're selling this, if they're selling this, if they're selling this, if they're selling this. They don't care. They do not care. Now, the faster that you realize this and understand this, that we are in a business of problem solving, okay, problem solving and people connecting. That's our business, okay? That's the business that we're in. Problem solving and people connecting, okay? Now, in the event that you as an individual can surrender your pride and you can surrender your ego and just be coachable, okay? And not have to feel that you have to be that front person that knows it all, does it all, bees it all, sees it all, explains it all. Don't be that person, because the more that you say, the less sales you will make. Hear what I'm saying, guys. The more that you say, the less you will make. Okay? The more that you talk about the other person, their vision, their dream, their goals, their passion, their pain, their problem, the more money you will make. Okay? So here's what I will share with you, because a lot of people have said to me over this last couple of months, they said, Darren, how did you start from a complete flat start and in 30 days make $10,000 your very first month? Okay? How were you able to, by your third month, have a $25,000 month? How's that possible, right? Here's what I'm going to share with you guys. I wasn't marketing iPass. This might be a shocker, guys. I was not marketing iPass, okay? iPass is how they got into this, okay? Whatever it is that I wanted them, whatever it is that I was using as my special sauce, they actually wanted this. That's what they wanted. They wanted the secret. How do you make money? That's what they wanted. Because I could give 100 people iPass and say, okay, go figure it out. How many of those people will actually be able to make money? That's the question. That's what you got to ask yourself. So it's not that, okay? That's what's going to provide you with your paycheck. That's going to send you your money. iPass is going to send you a check each month, and Power Network is going to send you a check each month, okay? But there's a couple things that you gotta look at, okay? First of all, this. What is your data? Okay, because if you're not tracking your data, then you have no way to make an adjustment. Okay, none. There's no way. If you're not looking at how many people are over here in iPass converting over to here in Empower Network, keep in mind, guys, we are selling Empower Network products. Okay, we're not, it's not the iPass thing. iPass is a lead generation and a list building program. Okay, it's only designed to help you build your list. So it's called a funded proposal. So as you're building your list, you can make enough money to pay for your marketing and advertising campaign. That's what this front end is for. But if none of these people are going over here to where the real products are, this is the money, guys. The money's not here. Okay, you got to understand this. The money's not in your funded proposal. The money is with Empower Network products. So in the event that you are not selling Empower Network products, you've got to retool your strategy here, guys. Okay? So what I'm going to share with you here is a campaign. Okay? So 35 days ago, I rolled out a campaign because I wanted to prove this. Because none of the stuff that I do, guys, is, based upon hype. It's not based upon BS. It's not based upon, hey, let's go give this a good college try. This is factual data, okay? Factual data that I'm going to share with you tonight, okay? So over the course of about the last 3 or 4 campaigns, I can tell you 100% fact that every time that I tell people that I'm rolling out something and I'm doing this underground marketing campaign, I always get massive results. Okay, I made $190,000 with Explosial with an underground marketing campaign, and then once it proves itself, okay, I spin it off. Okay, so my underground marketing campaign with Explosial became the Academy of Quantum Physics Mind Mastery, right? People were buying that. They were not buying Explosial. They were buying into the Academy of Quantum Physics Mind Mastery to get coaching and training and millionaire mindset on how to become a top income earner. But the only way they could gain access to it was if they came into Explosial, okay? And because of that strategy, I was the #1 income earner, right? And I got an award for being the most innovative marketer. Hold on. So Explosial gave me this award, okay, at their conference, okay? And it says, initiative is the light that leads and the strength that lifts people to excellence, okay? Darren Little, most innovative leader. Okay, this is the award that I got because of the strategy that I developed for Explosial. Okay, so what I want for you guys to do tonight is to start thinking outside the box. Don't be like everybody else. Okay, because if you want to be a top income earner, you've got to think differently. You got to think like a leader thinks, that's going to lead troops to victory, okay? So here's an example. So 35 days ago, I rolled out a campaign, okay? You guys probably have seen it, right? And it was called the Black Ops Underground Marketing Campaign, okay? And I didn't talk about anything other than the fact of problems. What were the problems that people are having, and what were the solutions to those problems that I was going to provide? Okay, now I want you guys to understand this, because if you're in a skincare company and I'm in a weight loss company, I'm now, well, my marketing plan's better than your marketing plan. Our compensation's better than your compensation. We got a better track record than you got, right? You don't want to be that, because you're butting heads. But if you're in Jeunesse Global, as an example, and I'm in Prove It, right? Whatever, a weight loss deal, and I don't talk about my weight loss company, right? I ask you, how long have you been in Jeunesse Global? And you say, I've been in it for a year. And I say, cool. Are you doing it full-time or part-time? You say, I'm doing it part-time. You're broke. How big's your team? I know how much money you're making now. 3 questions. I already know how much money you're making, right? Who's your mentor, right? And what's your monthly marketing and advertising budget? I know everything about your business. 5 questions, okay? So if you ask the right questions, you will get the right data. It's the data that you collect from a person that's going to allow you to ask them another question to pique their curiosity and get out of the way. Now, this is where most people fail miserably with the business model. They don't get this concept, okay? It's not your job to sell or convince anybody about anything when it comes to this business model. It needs to be about their vision, their dream, their passion, their pain, their problems that they're going through, and how can you provide the solution to their problems, okay? Now, if you scroll down my wall on my Facebook wall, you will notice that I sprinkle my business opportunity campaign. You don't see me go, black ops, 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 right? Because it's too much. So you'll notice that there's something that's going to have a ridiculous amount of value from personal development, maybe more personal development, then some mindset, positive quotes, then I'm going to sprinkle in black ops, okay? So I start this campaign, okay? Now, I've already committed to be an affiliate, right? But I don't announce that. This is where people go wrong, okay? You right now, as a member of iPass and Empower, could do exactly what I'm going to tell you today. Exactly, okay? So you pretend today is your day one, okay? You just got involved. You just got started. Now, let's say this is today, and this is going to be your new launch campaign, right? Now, typically what I do is I use something called piggyback marketing. Piggyback marketing, because I want to piggyback off of people that have already spent hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, in my case, I use the name of a video game for my campaign, okay? So my campaign was Call of Duty Black Ops. So I was piggybacking off of 2, and it was very well known already. Now, it's way easier, guys, to do a piggyback marketing campaign, especially on social media, right, than it is to try to invent something for yourself, okay? It's way easier because it already has brand recognition, okay? So you'll notice that, you know, I don't know, back maybe 2.5 months ago, I ran a campaign. Now, my campaign at that time was called Just Did It. Now, who was I piggybacking off of? Who was I piggybacking off of, Chad?
Nike.
I was piggybacking off of Nike. Why do I want to go out and spend more money on brand awareness when Nike's already done it for me, right? So their campaign was Just Do It. So my campaign was Just Did It, right? So I'm already piggybacking off of all of their marketing muscle, right? And it was, you know, Chad Turner just did it with his story, right? And how he had, you know, 7 $3,000 days, and he just had a $10,000 week. And, you know, Sonia Davis just did it. She just had a $1,500 day working online. You know, Mary Barnett just did it. She doubled her revenues in her food manufacturing company within 5 months and just had her first $3,000 day online. So I was piggybacking off of Nike, right? Now, in my Black Ops campaign, my what are some of the images that I can piggyback off of? Okay, so I go into Google Images and I type in Black Ops. Okay, I wanted to call my campaign Black Ops Underground, so I type in that too, and there's a whole bunch of images. They're already finished, right? I don't have to go out and do photo shoots. I don't have to do squat. All I got to do is know how to use PowerPoint. And I just go, oh, that's a cool image. Oh, save image. Oh, well, there's part of my campaign. Oh, what else we got? Oh, there's a cool image. Oh, save. Okay, there's a part of my campaign, right? And oh, let's see, what else can I use? What about fighter jets? Okay, that would work. Let's see. What about the stealth fighter? Okay, that would work. Okay, what else? What about Tom Cruise for Mission Impossible? Yeah, that would work. Okay. What about James Bond? Yeah, that would work. Okay. And I collect all these images for my campaign, right? Now I'm going to roll out some actual little mini ads, right? Now the ads that I'm going to make, I make them in PowerPoint. Now, if you as a leader, like Chad right now could roll out a campaign, okay, because he has a little team, right? And he can create a story, and then he can have all of the people on his team doing the campaign. That's cloning, guys. You see the difference, right? Versus here's Chad and all his little guys are out there individually and they're all trying to make it on their own. Don't do that. Don't do that, guys, okay? You as the guy need to be the leader, okay? So right now I'm doing the first round of leadership, okay? So Chad's now starting to step into a leadership role. Why? Why is this happening? I'll tell you why. Because Chad shows up every week, okay? Every time we have Millionaire Mentoring, Chad's here taking notes, okay? Chad took all of the concepts and ideas that he learned in Millionaire Mentoring. He created his own language around it, and he made his special sauce, Twitter. So now he's branded that up, and he's got his $1 million Twitter formula, okay? But it's not finished. It's only part way. Here's the next part, guys. Here's the missing link. Chad has no campaign. Does this make sense, Chad? Okay. So the next phase is that Chad needs to brand his $1 million Twitter formula, and he needs to develop a campaign around his brand, okay? He's the guy that's going to fund all of the banners or create them himself. He's the guy that's going to go out and pay for the graphic designer. He's going to put the campaign together. It's going to look really super cool, and he's going to put a value on it and dangle it like this, okay? Now, this is the thing that's making us money, guys, by the way, just so you know, okay? iPass and Empower is what sent us our checks. But this here is what's going to train you to make money from that. This is the missing link, okay? So, of course, it's a situation where Chad now is the guy. You see how this works? So Chad now is like a cloned copy of me. Okay, so Chad's now got his own Wednesday Night Millionaire Mastermind, and he's teaching people. He's doing live recruiting. He's educating people on the difference between relationship selling, right, and pitching. It's a big difference, okay? So what I'm going to share with you guys is this. Using that strategy, okay, I started this strategy 35 days ago, and it's already generated $11,575. Now, could Chad do this? Absolutely, he could. Now, what you've got to do is whatever it is that you have, okay, so here, let me share with you the psychology behind this. So if I was to take somebody on Millionaire Mentoring, right now, If they were to go to my website, they would pay $297 for one session, for 1 hour, right? And I'm going to boost those prices up now to a higher level now, okay? Now, what happens is that this, right? So what I did is I said, what if I completely opened the vault? What if I literally made it so much value that people they would literally mortgage it, even if they're flat broken homeless, okay? They will somehow, some way find the money to start. Okay, and if it's under 200 bucks, okay, you have no problem using this formula. Okay, it has to be under 200 bucks. Okay, my particular entry price for that particular rollout was $184.95. Okay, so around the $200 mark, you can use this strategy. Now, what I did was I said, okay, well, I mean, right now, I mean, what am I really doing on Saturdays? I don't know, I'll probably just be surfing around Facebook. So I came up with my Black Ops Underground Marketing, okay? And it runs from 12 till 2:30 or 3, so 2.5 to 3 hours. This last week I did about 3.5 hours for that boot camp, okay? Now on the boot camp, I'm going to talk about personal development. I'm going to talk about millionaire mindset. I'm going to talk about quantum physics. I'm going to talk about personal branding. I'm going to talk about Facebook. I'm going to talk about rolling out campaigns of your own. The stuff that I talk about here on these millionaire mentoring sessions, amplified, okay? So if people are coming every week for a month, it has a $4,000 value. Okay, 3 hours, 3, 6, 9, 12. It's like a $4,000 value because some of them go, you know, to 4 hours. And the entry is $184.95. So people don't care. There's no resistance at all, guys. Zero. Okay, they know that they're going to become a top recruiter the first month. Okay, so what is their cost? It's $184.95 to become a top recruiter. It's not about iPass. It's not about Empower Network. It's about how to become a top recruiter. That's what people want to know. Okay? They don't care about your deal, just so you know. They don't care about iPass. They don't care about Empower Network. They don't care. Here's what they want to know. What's in it for me? What are you going to do for me? How are you going to help me? How are you going to teach me how to make money? That's it. They don't care if they're selling this. Show me how to make money so I can be free. That's what they care about. Okay, so you as a leader have to take ownership for this, guys. Okay, you're going to have to take ownership for this. Now, a lot of people say, well, I'm not a leader. I don't know what to do. Okay, well, forget about it. Pick another career, right? Because this model is a leadership business model. Period. So if you don't feel that you can love yourself enough to feel worthy of your greatness, if you don't feel that you can love yourself enough to feel that abundance is your birthright, if you are so worried about what other people are going to say or think about you, pick another career, because this career is not for you. Seriously, guys. People say they go through deep trance identification. Here's what I tell them, okay? Visualize yourself as RoboCop. No joke. Seriously. You want to go to the next level in your reality, you got to be bulletproof. You got to be that person. You got to understand there's only a certain number of problems that every single person has in this industry. That's it. It's probably about 5. That's it, right? So once you understand there's only about 5 problems that you need to find solutions to, don't you think that your confidence is going to go from here to here? Because there's only a certain number of things that people need to know. How do you generate leads? What are the strategies that you can do to generate quality leads, prospects that are buyers, right? What are some free strategies and what are some paid strategies? So there's a number of things about generating leads, okay? How can you go to your warm market and not get rejected, right? Not get, this energy put onto you. What's the strategy around being able to connect with people that you know and never ever get rejected? There's a strategy behind that, guys. I've raised tens of millions of dollars knowing how to use that strategy. And it's very easy. Okay, but you can't be pitching or selling something, right? You've got to know about reaching out, touching base, and saying hello. You've got to know about changing a person's state and getting them to laugh. So if I'm calling Chad Turner and I haven't talked to him for quite a long, so ring, 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 ring. Chad Turner, what's going on? Right? I'm going to come in at a very high energy and change his state right out of the gate, right? I want to find out what's happening in his world, and I'm going to listen, and then after he's done and the energy goes, he goes, what about you? I don't talk about business. I only talk about some cool things that are going on in my life. Oh man, we went to this. I just got back from this trip. We went to Las Vegas and and I went here and Oh man, I got to tell you this story. This is hilarious. Okay, now I'm going to change your state. I'm going to get you to laugh. Boom! I've accessed the vault. Now I'm going to ask you, who do you know? Right? Hey, Debbie, just out of curiosity, do you know anybody right now that you can think of off the top of your head that's in between careers or underpaid at their job? I'm just doing an international rollout right now for a company. I'm looking for a couple key people right now to head up my international expansion. Typically first year, they're looking at about 150K, second year about $250,000. Can you think of anybody off the top of your head that might have qualifications I can chat with? That's networking, guys. What part about the company or the products or whatever that most other people talk about that I talk about? None. That's why I'm a top recruiter, because I don't talk about all the rest of that stuff. I don't tell you I got this thing. I don't tell you I got this great way that we're going to make money. I don't do that. Okay, now if you are a person that's in between careers or underpaid at your job, guess what you say to me? Well, I wouldn't mind finding out about Darren. What is it? Right? Now you're asking me for the information. I'm not pitching you. Right? And here's what I'm going to say. Well, you know what, Tom? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I don't even know if there's a fit here. So I'm going to take it away. Right? I don't even know if you'd be qualified. Now, if you're an A-type personality, here's what you say. What do you got to do to be qualified? Right? Now I've got your attention. Right? So what I'm going to share with you guys is this. If you can create, so as an example, okay? So let me ask you this, Chad. You've been coming to Millionaire Mentoring each week for probably about 8 months.
Hello?
Yeah. So you've been coming to Millionaire Mentoring now for about 8 months, correct?
He's talking. I'm mute. All right, should be good now.
Okay. So you've been on Millionaire Mentoring now for about 8 months, right?
Yep, 8 months.
Okay. Do you think that you've gotten value by coming to these mentoring sessions every week?
Tremendous value.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to share with you guys. Okay? Chad has now become a mentor himself. This is how it works, guys. Okay? But this here, okay, now you guys don't really realize this. I'm going to share this with you tonight, because if you really got all the stuff that I'm saying, this right here is a massive asset that you have in your back pocket that you're probably not even using as your special sauce to recruit with. Bummer for you. Think about that. I mean, here's Chad, who had a $10,000 week, okay? He's now doing his own millionaire mentoring sessions. He's now in the top 200. His dad's now getting into the top 200. I wonder if this has any value. What do you think? So in the beginning stages, okay, this can only happen when you surrender your pride and your ego. Because here's what most people do. They go, well, I'm going to go out and try and be like Darren. They miss the whole concept. That's their ego, right? Their ego wants to be the front man or the front woman way too fast. So they miss the whole concept. They don't use the special sauce they already have, right? And they prematurely go try to be the man and be the woman without any income story. It doesn't work. Who the heck's going to join somebody that's not making any money? Think about it, guys. This is a leadership business model. And I'll tell you what, any person that you're talking to that has any sense in this type of a business model, they're going to ask you two things. Two things. How long have you been in, and how much money are you making? I'd ask that. Wouldn't you ask that? Like, if you were going to join somebody in a business opportunity, aren't those the two most obvious questions that you would ask them? How long have you been in, and how much money are you making? Right? If they say I've been in for 6 months and I made nothing, you kind of deflated their excitement, especially when you told them it was the best business opportunity in the world. Why the heck would they want to join you? This is why I tell people your first 3 or 4 weeks is imperative that you compress the energy. It's imperative that you have 25 connections in any given day in that first 3 weeks. Because if you're not making anything, how's that going to be an opportunity for them? Think about that. So if you've spent a certain amount of money and time and you're not making any money, why would they be motivated to join? Think about that. I sure wouldn't, right? So what you've got to do is this. Step 1 in business. This is what my mentor taught me, guys, okay? Because I made the same mistake. I made the exact same mistake when I first started. I was trying to be the guy. The guy was a millionaire mentor, and I was trying to be him. And my first week, I failed miserably. Okay, so he called me into his office, and he said, Darren, you want to make big money? Absolutely, I do. You want to be a millionaire? Absolutely, I do. Rule number 1, surrender your pride and your ego and stop trying to be the front man. Be the people connector. Be the problem solver. Pique their curiosity and get out of their way. Right? Because you will know that I will be able to close those people. I will be able to provide that value for you. You don't have to worry about it right now. That's something that you can morph into and evolve into, okay? So guess what magically happened? From my 7th day until my 30th day, I did $40,000 in sales, okay, in 21 days. 40 grand. I was a complete newbie, okay? So that's when I really learned the power of the team, the power of leverage, leveraging off of the team stories, leveraging off of my millionaire mentor, right? Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Don't get me wrong. Is it important for you to take everything that you're learning here and put it into PowerPoint presentations and create content? 100%. Absolutely, yes. Right? Do you want to be branding yourself as a leader as you're earning while you're learning? 100%. Absolutely, you do. Yes, you do. But in the early stages, when you don't have any income story to leverage, right, you want to leverage this as the value as your recruiting device, okay? Now, one of the things that I am going to be doing more of, like I do on my Saturday boot camp, is going live onto my Facebook wall, showing you more about the psychology behind my content, and then putting something up live. I call that the bait, right? That's the bait. Okay, this is where people go wrong with social media. They put out their bait, and their ego goes, hey, I got 150 likes, right? For me, I go, hey, I got 150 leads. Better go connect with those people. Big difference. Okay, so the person that has not surrendered their pride and their ego, they're just trying to get likes. Okay, the person that understands business is interacting with every person that's interacting with their brand, right? So don't just throw out a bunch of content and then never even connect with any of those people, because you'll be broke, right? So here's what I did. I created something out here, just like my Academy of Quantum Physics Mind Mastery, right? And I put a value on that. I mean, has this totally changed your life, Chad? Has this mentoring, completely, totally transformed your thinking, your activities, your thought process to put you onto the life of freedom?
Oh, 100%. Living the dream.
So what I'm going to share with you guys is that Chad, and the reason that I bring this up so many times is that Chad's actually done it. Really. He's a real success story, guys. Okay? If everybody did exactly what Chad does, okay, they show up, right? He shows up for mentoring, he takes notes, right? Some mentoring sessions he has like 8, 9 pages of notes. Sometimes when him and I are on a half an hour or 45-minute call, he literally has a whole, notepad going of different things that he's going to say and do, and action plans and action steps and everything else. Okay, so he took the knowledge of what he gained, he converted it over into his special sauce. He contacted David, the designer. All this stuff's listed in the back office, guys, just so you know, right? It's all in our group. So he actually reached out to David. David worked on a brand for Chad. Chad created a page, right, that has his value, and then worked with me now underneath it. So he has that. Then he started to do his weekly calls, right? And now his dad has been mentoring underneath him, and he's now following the formula, and now he's in the top 200. Holy cow, maybe this does work. How about that? Right? Now, the only missing link, okay, the only missing link that he doesn't have, right, is the campaign, okay? That's the only missing link. So here's what I'm going to share with you guys. So what you need to do with your entry price, okay, this is what you got to think about. Okay, so if you've got your inner circle and even a $25 blog, that's $87.50 per month per person, okay? $87.50. Now, in order to make $100,000 per year, right? Which is kind of like it's like the 4-minute mile for most people. Not everybody, right? I mean, some people in corporate America make way more than that, okay? But for the masses, $100,000 a year is kind of like, if they could just make that 100,000, oh my God, their life would change, right? In their mind, okay? So what you need to do is take $8,333, that's per month, that's 100 grand a year, divide it by 8750, okay? And you're going to get a number. The number is 95.23, okay? 95.23, okay? Now, what I want for you guys, each of you guys, to do, and this may not even be something that you are doing right now because you're just worrying about recruiting people, right? But you've now got to split your consciousness into another direction to start visualizing your people qualifying. What is qualifying? Okay? Qualifying means they have their 1, 3, and 5. Okay? 1, 3, and 5. 1, 3, and 5. Okay? On whatever it is. So if you're only dealing with the blog and the inner circle mindset training, you have to visualize that new guy. You got to get him up and running with enough mindset, enough education, that he has enough personal power that he knows how to communicate with people. He knows how to. I'm going to share with you guys right now how I recruit people in like a couple minutes. Okay. Hey Tom, how's it going? How's your day going so far? Okay. Step 1. Okay. Pretty good, Darren. How about yourself? Step 2 is called the naked soul. Okay, step 2, the naked soul. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my personal life. Okay, that's step 2. Okay, I'm going to say, it's going amazingly well. I just had my son here for 6 weeks over the summer, right? We had a blast. Picture, me and my son, right? He's going to school in San Diego. I sure do miss him a lot. Do you have kids? So I'm opening up their heart. Okay. Now I'm going to now send them a picture of my son with this little blurb that says, I just spent 6 weeks with my dad, and now I feel like a superhero. Okay. And then I'm going to put an LOL underneath it. Okay. My goal, guys, is to get you to an LOL on social media. Okay? If I get an LOL back, I'm in. Okay? That fast. Hey, Tom, how's it going? How's it going so far? Pretty good, Darren. How about yourself? Naked soul, picture, something that's funny, LOL. If you say LOL back, I got ya. I cracked the code right there. Okay. Now, what I'm going to ask you now is, so Tom, what exactly is it that you do? Actually, I'm in real estate, Darren. Okay, now here's what I want to know. How long have you been doing it, and is it your passion? Yes or no? Because if it's not your passion, I got ya. If it's not your passion, I got you. You're in my business. Okay, now here's what I need to know from you. If it's not your passion, what's your passion? Well, I really like windsurfing. Right? Well, why aren't you windsurfing 5 days a week? Well, I can't afford it. How much money do you need to be windsurfing 5 days a week? So, and leave your job to be able to windsurf 5 days a week. You're going to give me a number now. All I need is a number. Okay? All I need is a number. Now, guess what I got? Leverage. I'm already partway on the arm wrestle now. Okay? So depending on the energy, I can tell through the energy portal, guys. Okay? I don't need to do a long thing if I've got leverage on you. And I can tell through the conversation, through the energy portal, where I'm at in that scale. Okay? Here's what I want to know. If I was to tell you that my students, you could say, if I was to tell you the people on our team making as much as $8,300 the very first month, and as much as $11,500 by month 2, And it was only whatever you want to get that person in at. If it's the ring formula, if it's the blog and the mindset training, whatever that amount is. Okay, so when I was doing my Black Ops recruiting, it was $184.95, right? When I was doing my Explosial launch, it was $154.95, right? Whatever the number is that you pick, right? And it was only, $184.95 to get started. What would you say? Now, when I send out that message, I go like this with my energy. I'm a naked soul, and I don't care whether or not you join me or not. Because if you do, you're never going to have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. And if you don't, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. And I wrap up the conversation, and I'm gone. Right? They're very quickly, guys. It does not take a lot of effort to be able to do this. I can do this on a live format, and I can recruit a new rep in 6 to 10 minutes. It's very easy. Everybody watches me do it live, right? And they go like, holy crap, I can't even believe it's really that easy. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's really this easy to recruit people, guys, okay? So here's what you got to do now. 95 divided by 3. Okay, this is if you've split your consciousness now and you're thinking about your people qualifying. Because most people just recruit. They don't even think about their people actually having any success, right? They just think about that person's going to be on auto ship for however long till they figure something out, and if they do, great. If they don't, they'll fall off, right? You've got to now put part of your consciousness on them having success and actually making money, right? That's why we're in business, right? We want to make money, right? We don't want to sit here and be paying auto ship forever and ever and ever and ever, not making any money, right? So if you're not making any money, guys, something's not right, right? You're either afraid to be vulnerable, you're either worried about being rejected. Do you realize that there's no possible way that you can get rejected by saying, hey, Tom, how's it going? How's your day going so far? You can't come back to me and say, hey, you're marketing a pyramid scheme, right? You're doing something illegal, right? It's not possible because I'm just reaching out and I'm making a new friend. This is the Friends for Life program, guys. And once you realize that, right? It's the Friends for Life program. That's what we do, guys. We are on the Friends for Life program. So every day when you get up, here's the things that you want to be saying in your self-talk, okay? Number 1, who can I help today to solve their problem? I don't know if they got a problem, but if they do, what can I do to help, right? Who can I help today to eliminate their pain? Think about that. Who can I help today to eliminate their pain? Okay, now, here's another thing. Who can I help today to be able to expand their business by teaching them some new skills and strategies? Okay? Who can I meet today that I didn't know yesterday? Okay? Who can I meet today that I didn't know yesterday? Okay? And what value can I add to another person's life to be able to get them connected to their passion and their dream? Now, guys, here's what I'm going to share with you. If you wake up every day and you say those 5 things to yourself, the universe will literally shower you with opportunity because you're coming from a position of contribution, of giving back, of making a difference, of providing value to people's lives, right? Versus pitching and trying to get your wallet and get your right? You want to be that person that is the white light that shows up, right? To help people. And it may not even be you that can help them, but who do you know that can help them? So when somebody first gets into this type of a business model and they go, well, I don't have any value. Does the team have any value? Does Chad's story have any value? Does Tracy making the top 200 have any value? He didn't even have a smartphone or a computer 5 months ago, right? Do you think that the value that you get here on Sunday nights would provide value to somebody else's life? That's the team, guys. And until you surrender to the team, it will not show up in your bank account. Sorry to tell you. It won't. Because you're still stuck in your ego, feeling that you have to prove something to the world. Okay? So a lot of people think that if they don't have an income story, that nobody's going to join their team. That's not true. That's not true, guys. Do you realize that if people see you and they hear you and they can hear the conviction in your voice about your vision and where you're going, and that you're taking a group of people with you, with or without them, you're going to that destination, you will have people follow you. 100%. Absolutely guaranteed. But it's your vision, your dream, your conviction of where you're going as a leader. That's what gets people to follow you, guys. It has nothing to do with how much money you're making. Nothing. Today could be your very, very first day. You've never, ever made a single penny before online. Can you surrender your pride and your ego? I don't know. Good question. Can you relinquish and be the people connector back to the team? That's a good networker. Because I know this, if they show up here, I can be rest assured, guys, you can be rest assured that I will give those people value, 100%. Their life will change once they learn the wave particle theory. Their life will change once they learn how they're speaking the realities into existence. Their life will change once they do a three-dimensional vision board. Their life will change once they learn how to connect with people versus pitch people. Their life will change once they take value from here, package it up in their own special thing like what Chad did. Then they start going off like firecrackers, one at a time. Pop, 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 leaderboard, leaderboard, pop, 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 leaderboard, leaderboard, pop, 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 pop. It's already happening, guys. The people that are following the system and following the millionaire mentoring, they're having success. They're having success. There's one particular guy that's over in Chile that's one of my students, and he got this. He met me in Nashville, okay, and he's never done anything like this before. The guy has literally turned into a power recruiter, guys. No joke, okay. During my Saturday boot camp, he recruits 2 or 3 people during the boot camp. During the actual boot camp, he's applying the strategies on chat, and he recruits 2 or 3 people. Right? That's the power of this. Once you learn how to actually just apply this stuff, just get out of your own way, guys. Right? Anybody that you bring in, trust me, I can help those people. Right? You're getting paid. You get paid the commission for it. All you got to do is to be able to do the rapport part, to find out their pain, their problem, what's their dream and their passion, right? Introduce them to the group and get them onto Millionaire Mentoring on Sunday night, right? So that should be your goal. So your conviction, Chad, right, for your own personal team right now, you need to literally make it mandatory that they need to be on Millionaire Mentoring on Sunday night, because that's how you got your success, pal. Right? But if you're the only guy that's here and none of the team's here, you're not cloning yourself, right? Because those people can't get that message. They don't get any energy transference, right? Here's what I will tell you that's really interesting. You know that your dad is normally like the very first person every single week that ever shows up. He's here at 20, 22. I come on at quarter. Your dad's always, every week. It's always your dad. Look what's happening now to his success. There is something that happens on an energy portal, guys. It's called energy transference. We all carry vibrational resonance, our bodies, okay? And I can tell you that once you understand all of these principles, each one of you will go through this too, okay? Chad, you realize that once you get to a certain level of your own income and personal development and understanding quantum physics and all the stuff that we teach on this, you will go to an event, somebody will come close to your circumference, and they will go into spontaneous combustion. You will see their Pandora's box go, and they will start bawling their eyes out. That's what happens, guys. That's what happens. It's called vibrational frequency, vibrational resonance. And once you go through enough training and you understand these principles, your cells in your body, this is what they do. They surrender to wealth. Now, if your body has surrendered to wealth, all your cells, and somebody else is on the borderline, they're in between two realities, right? They'll come up against your vibrational resonance. They can't hold. Their Pandora's box pops. You guys will start seeing this happen. I'm telling you, as time goes on, and you're on this path, you know, continuing along, and Chad, you end up walking across stage as a top income earner, and blah blah blah, and you start, you know, teaching more about what you learned about the wave particle theory and quantum physics and everything else. I'm telling you, mark my words today, that will happen for you. Okay. So, any breakthroughs tonight, Tracy?
Yeah. I liked what you talked about on the questions to ask yourself. You know, how can I help people today? How can I help them through their pain, passion, or pleasure? Any of that stuff, man. It's all good. I learn something every time I'm on here, and I appreciate being on here. I appreciate you. I appreciate Chad, and I got goosebumps.
Nice. You know what? Here's the amazing thing, guys, is that you know, I really want for you to really grasp this one thing. Do you realize that only 5 months ago that Tracy had no smartphone and no computer? Okay, so when somebody tells me that they can't, that they don't know how, that they don't have any skills, right? It's all an excuse, okay? Because Tracy is living proof that it doesn't matter if you can have no skills, okay? And if you just show up to training, you can change your life. So good job, Tracy. I'm so proud of you, man. Reba.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, I'm trying to get my camera on. I'm just like Tracy. I agree with Tracy. That's what I wrote down, the questions you said to ask every day. If you would ask those questions every day, I wrote those down as that was the breakthrough for me.
Awesome. Nova.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, any breakthroughs today at all? Any aha moments at all?
She's brand new, Darren. She just joined a couple days ago.
Oh, okay, cool. The stuff that I'm talking about here tonight, Nova, what is it that you do right now? What line of work are you in right now?
Okay, what I want to say is you talk all my language. I am an energy body therapist, and I do energy healing, and I am the energy. So when you talk about energy, I get extremely excited, and I know that I am already all of this, and I just needed some type of foundation to get myself out there, because that's what I'm here to do, is to get it out, and I didn't know how to do it. And I didn't really know all this, how to use the computer. I just know that that's the way everything's supposed to get out right now. I just you guys were sent to me from Spirit, and I'm thrilled. So.
Oh, fantastic! Well, that's great news. You know, I think that the more that you plug into these, Nova, the more that you will, you know, I would recommend, if you haven't already seen it or watched it, to watch the movie called "What the Bleep Down the Rabbit Hole." If you haven't watched that, make it mandatory that you watch that.
Yeah, I have.
And also read the book called "Ask and It Is Given" by Esther and Jerry Hicks.
Say that one again.
Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Michael, any breakthroughs tonight?
I don't know if you can hear me or not, but
Yeah.
awesome. I really liked what you said at the very beginning when you were talking about the Harley Davidson promotion and how you leveraged it in a way where not only were you duplicating the fact that people were doing the outreaching for you because of the stamps in the hands and stuff, but then also when you were talking about how simple it was to go in and network with people via Twitter and Facebook and whatnot. So that was my kind of stuck point, was like how to get into those questions. So that definitely was something I could definitely pull away from. I missed like half of the middle section because I was having some internet problems, but yeah, everything that I got at the beginning at the end was good.
Yeah, you can always watch the replay. You know, I think what's most important, guys, just so that you really get this in the beginning 3 weeks, okay? Most people are afraid of being rejected. Okay, that's the #1 fear, and that's the reason that keeps people stuck in these businesses, and they never get any liftoff, especially if they've got limited budget. Okay, there's no possible way that you can be rejected by saying, "Hey, how's it going? How's your day going so far?" It's not possible. It's not possible, right? And if you can say that 25 times in a compressed period of time, it only takes about 40 minutes to put 25, "Hey, how you doing? How's your day going so far?" out to 25 people, right? The only thing that you've got to understand about recruiting is that what I really want to do is to be the naked soul. Okay, I want to take off my own guard, right? So I'm telling you about my real life, you know, my real situation with my son, real pictures, you know. I just went to this really cool fashion show. I mean, if you look at some of my chats, you'll say, "Oh man, I went to this really amazing fashion and art show last night. It was completely next level, right? Picture of the stage, picture of a couple pieces of the jewelry, picture of the artwork, picture of me and my girlfriend at the event, right? So that opens people up because I'm bringing them into my real world, right? So the concrete white wall just got a doorway opened up with a picture, right? So that opens up the gateway into my world, right? Now all I want to know is what do they do, how long they've been doing it, and whether or not it's their passion, right? Because if it's not their passion, then I can help them, right? To be able to make enough money so that they can live their passion. Most people are at work just so they can pay their bills. It's important to understand this, guys. So if you can make it a situation where they no longer have to worry about paying their bills, right? Like if all your bills were paid for you each month, what would you be doing with your time? Good question. Good question. Most people never even open up their brain to that possibility, right? Because they're just caught in this mortgage, car payment, gas, parking, kids, school, right? Okay, Gladys, any breakthroughs?
Hi. Yes, I think I had some breakthroughs when you talked about, the question that we can ask to ourselves. And yes, that was my main breakthroughs. And even the beginning when you told us how you did your campaigns, with the example of the public company. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Debbie, any breakthroughs?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. I've had quite a few breakthroughs this week. The biggest one being realizing that Facebook was my friend and not my enemy. And because of that, I did 35 connections today. Because I wanted, one, to see that I could do it, and two, realize that if I can do that every day, then I'm on the right path, like you say. And another thing was, I think I was trying to do everything. So I was trying to do Instagram, I was trying to do Twitter, I was trying to do Facebook, I was trying to do this, trying to do that, and I wasn't spending enough time on one particular thing to then see whether that was working. So I was trying to do everything, and nothing has been working. So I kind of stepped back and thought, right, let's just break it down and do one step at a time. So I rewatched your video about doing your 6 to 45, is it rep? And it was where you were talking about Facebook and about the questions to ask. So I watched that 4 times, and then that really was kind of what stepped me over, realizing that Facebook wasn't actually my enemy, which is what I was making it.
Okay. Guys, I want to show you this because, a lot of people may, before we wrap up here, because this is really important, especially for somebody that's brand new, okay? I want to share with you that when I first started in iPass, that my first story, and if you're not using stories, then you don't get marketing, okay? Because it's not just about the actual income, it's about the story that happened while the income took place. Okay, so it's not just about the income. Okay, but I'm going to share with you here so that you can actually see what I'm talking about when I talk about an actual campaign. Okay, so in this particular campaign, this first result, right, was only $175. Okay, but because the result came in as soon as I launched, my campaign was that within 5 minutes of launching, I had already made $175. But I didn't use just the 175. Okay? I went 175 times 12, right? 175 times 12 equals, so it was, I don't know, like 2,000 some odd dollars I just added to my residual income. Okay, so you'll notice that when I tell people, if you do not have PowerPoint, you are completely missing the boat as a marketer, and I'm not joking. You cannot be a leader in this industry if you do not have PowerPoint, in my opinion. That's only my opinion. There's people that do other strategies and everything else. I'm telling you from a marketer and advertiser that if I did not know how to use PowerPoint, I would not be able to make a campaign like this on the fly. Okay, so this was day 2, $475 in monthly residual income. So what did I do? I went Black Ops in Google, so I took that picture from Google, I took a screenshot, and then I used circles and arrows and starbursts to give it some sort of attention. Okay, so this was a Black Ops training that I did. Notice how I'm focusing on, become the attractor factor. Get your phone ringing with incoming calls. Make more money faster than you've ever made before. Never get rejected ever again by your friends and family. Learn how to use social media to generate an endless supply of leads. These are people's pain factors, guys. So, and then I'm saying, well, the only way that you can get access to this is if you buy the $25, $50, and $100 products in order to gain access to it. Notice how I've got my Black Ops theme right here. Another Google image. I took this logo right off of Google. I didn't even have that designed. I just put Black Ops and I got that, and I added this part that says underground marketing. Okay, what else we got? Okay, so this was, it looks like I took out part of the campaign, but anyway, you can get an idea. So I've got an image here, and I this is from Google, this is from Google, this is an overlay, this is a starburst, and it's a lot of just circles, arrows and whatnot. This gets people's attention. Okay, so now what am I doing? I'm focusing on the amount of days and the amount of income that I'm making, and I'm piggybacking, I'm leveraging off of that, and now I'm having my whole team put out the results. So could Chad do this? Absolutely. Chad's whole team should be talking about the fact that my tweet formula or the $1 Million Twitter formula has already produced, you know, 7 $3,000 days and a $10,000 week. His whole team should be promoting that, right? It doesn't mean that they've done it. It's the formula that's done it, right? So that's what the Black Ops training has had these results. It has nothing to do whether or not it's them or not, okay? This was a little campaign that I rolled out for iPass. Top 10 affiliates with most black card sales, right? Screenshot, arrows, copy a picture, personal branding. Okay, this was another picture of my back office. That was my first day of my actual launch, showing the people the signups that were coming in, so you can get an idea. There's two things that get people to take action, guys: sense of urgency and fear of loss. That's what gets people to take action. Okay, this was a call that I did, but I just, once again, I got the image from Google of that guy in the background. All that stuff was already done. Okay, this was already done. Look, this is one image. Look, I got that off of Google. Okay, and I put the rest of it on. I just dropped that on, right? So, okay, what else? Okay, that was a radio interview that I just did for Carpe Diem, right? So I did this little thing up there, and you know, did that for the radio interview. So this was day 3, $1,000 day, right? But notice how I'm congruent with the campaign, guys. So these 4 characters became part of my campaign. So people start to get, you know, it's like an ad. If you see the ad so many times, you start to pay attention, right? There's my Call of Duty. So see what I did here? 2475 times 12 equals 29,700, right? Okay, then I piggybacked off of Tom Cruise. Okay, so that's this Saturday at 12 noon PST for Black Ops Underground Marketing Training. Got it, right? So I piggybacked off of Mission Impossible. I piggybacked, in this case, off of my explosive earnings to show about breaking inertia. Now, did this have anything to do with my deal? No, but it had to do with my training, right? So I could show people that in a 49-day period of time, I generated $12,361.85 in monthly residual income. Right, and I'm going to show them how to do test marketing. I'm going to show them how to break inertia. I'm going to show them how to become the attractor factor. Right? What would this type of income do, monthly income, do for you and your family? Okay, this case I piggybacked off of Mountain Dew. Chip, I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Now in the story, I said, hey, Eric Green, we're stacking up on the Mountain Dew. You know, so I piggybacked on Mountain Dew here in my campaign. This is the thing that I send out to get people to do an LOL on my social media. I just spent 6 weeks with my dad, and now I feel like a superhero. Okay, so now I'm going. Okay, so this was, I don't use smoke and mirrors. Results work just fine. Okay, and this was another campaign, right? So this I put into the team group where they can start talking about the Black Ops and the Millionaire Mentoring. Okay, so this was now 2825 times 12 equals 11 days of Black Ops Underground Residual Income Project. Notice the guys there again. It's like a Coca-Cola ad that keeps on playing, right? What was that? That was for iPass. What was this one? Okay. So now I tie different portions of the campaign in that I've used in other sections. So I used my car for the email. I used the Tom Cruise for the other part on social media. So I tie it all into one, and I put another little ad out, right? This was to get attention, guys, just so you know. This attracts your target market. In case you didn't know, this is a personal development model. If there was only one mentor in the world that you could have access to their training to get to your personal breakthrough, who would you pick? T. Harv Eker, Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, or Jim Rohn? This probably got about 50 leads I generated with one post with that particular thing. Okay, so now I'm at 21 days, and I'm showing the growth. So people start to follow the campaign, guys. Okay, so in this case, I piggybacked off of Sly Stallone, right, with Rocky. Okay, this one, you know, was I did a sort of a takeoff on Black Ops, you know, and the bombers and stuff, and the atomic bombs, and I found this kind of funky image on Google, and that became part of the campaign. Then I took a thermometer, and this became part of the campaign, right? It's all about being creative, guys. This situation I piggybacked off of Elvis. My first month of Black Ops Underground has me all shook up, baby, right? And I did a whole campaign off of Elvis. This one was a whole campaign off the space shuttle, right? You know, this shows my progression on my 34 days. This was a campaign that I rolled out for subconscious mind tapping, showing a result over the side from Paul Gardner. He says, your product transformed my life. I'm ascending as we speak to the next level. $1,000 to $3,000 every day, and it just hit me. 80% of the reason was because of everything that happened with going through these exercises, right? There's another part of the campaign, right? You see the guys again. You see how this all ties in, guys? And people start to follow the campaign, right? You got to start to think like a marketer and advertiser, like Coca-Cola. How can you, this I piggybacked off of Star Wars. I'm preparing another Jedi for Black Ops Underground training, right? So if you piggyback off of, you know, people, places, things that have they've already spent all the money, why would you want to go, you know, spend money to try to bring people's awareness? Well, there's no point. Why not just piggyback off of other people that have already spent the money? So in that particular situation, guys, imagine this. I start something as a test, okay? I do all this stuff a lot of times, guys, so I got data to show you, okay? To present to you as proof that this all works. Speaking the reality into existence, you know, all the stuff I teach about quantum physics, the wave particle theory and everything else, and was it even a big budget? It was $184.95, right? So if I could do that from a flat start, $184.95, 35 days later, have 11,575 in 35 days. That's what I'm talking about. Now, would I have been able to do that if I did not apply all the strategies that I teach? Not a chance. No flipping way. Would I have been able to, you know, have people on my team already, right? Recruit 4 or 5 people each? No way. Not if I didn't create enough value where I was going to teach and train them how to become top recruiters. Okay. So let me ask you this, Chad. Since you started doing your weekly call, okay, where you are now that guy. Okay, you're the guy that's giving the mentoring. You're the guy that's talking about mindset. You're the guy that's talking about, you know, forming people and all these different strategies and the questions. Have you, from that, seen massive results for your dad?
Have I seen results from him because of that?
Has your dad's performance, since you started mentoring, started to go?
Oh, definitely.
Right? Yes.
Even other people on the team are getting more results.
Exactly, right? So that's about making universal deposits, right? Unconditionally, right? Not expecting anything in return and putting out your information into the world and knowing that you're going to change people's lives, right? That alone, guys, just so you know, takes your leadership up to a next notch. Just doing that, okay? And not caring whether or not anybody shows up or not and still doing broadcast. Okay, that's one of the things that I will tell you that you've got to be okay with, especially when you first start into a leadership role. Be okay with doing a Google Hangout, just you and the computer, right? because there's no way that anybody's going to judge you, right? There's nobody even watching, right? Pretty good. It's a pretty good way to start the process of being a leader. It's just you and the screen, right? So one of the value-based things that I did, guys, and I'm going to share with you, is it was me sitting in a restaurant. There was nobody there. I was in a restaurant. I put earphones on, and I said, you know what? I'm going to give value right now. I don't care. I don't care that I'm in a restaurant. I don't care there's clinking, clanking, clinking in the background. I don't care. I'm giving value. I'm going to have my headphones on, and I'm giving value to the world right now. Do you know that that one thing has been viewed thousands and thousands of times, and people actually, leaders from other companies, send people to those recordings to get trained. One of the iPass coaches sends people to my How to Recruit New Reps in 6 to 45 Minutes to get them educated on this industry, right? So if you provide value to the world, the income will come back to you. So, Debbie, any thoughts on this tonight? You're muted. You're muted. Debbie, you're muted.
Sorry. I now know how to ask the right questions and prepare myself first thing in the morning by asking myself the questions, those questions that you mentioned. So I've now got a plan of action.
Perfect, perfect. Chad, any breakthroughs today? You're normally the one with the biggest breakthroughs because you've already got a brand, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, my biggest breakthrough is really just knowing that adding the campaigns to everything that I'm already doing. And then I had another one just as far as the way I attend these hangouts. I've been taking all my notes today, just typing on the computer, and I guess this works well for me because I type really fast. So I probably have like 2 to 3 blog posts of content that I can literally just like copy paste and craft and, you know, add a little more to it. So it's like I'm just getting like 2 times the amount of value and literally having a blog, like multiple blog posts and content ready to go.
Yeah, and that's the thing, guys. Here's the thing that I'm gonna share with you, is that there's nothing new. Okay? This is what you've got to understand about marketing. Okay, when we grew up in school, okay, if you copied somebody, they called it cheating. Okay, in business, it's called masterminding. If you see something in one of my emails on my wall and it's getting a huge amount of attention, copy it, right? If you're not copying it, you don't get the concept of team. Team, that means together everybody accomplishes more. It's not me, okay? I put out all the stuff for the team, okay? Do you know that when I rolled out the Just Did It campaign, and I actually told people, guys, I made a whole campaign for you. Copy the campaign. There was only maybe 3 people that actually did it, that actually rolled out the campaign. And I'm like, I don't get this. This is bizarre, right? That's almost like deservability and worthiness, and not feeling worthy of somebody giving something to you as a gift, right? Which was completely bizarre. And what I got to do is just surrender and realize that everybody's going to go through their own evolution, right? You know, some will want to struggle more, some are going to want to beat themselves up more, some don't feel worthy of greatness, they don't feel worthy of big money. Okay, well, take your time, right? There's no rush, there's no race. You can beat yourself up as long as you want, right? So it's okay, right? So, Adalia, any breakthroughs tonight?
Oh yeah, there's lots. I've been copying your content a lot too and sharing it on my FB site. And today I did 29 deposits, and I went back to my old email and I was just checking how I used to pitch people from since April. And I'm like, wow, I've I've grown a lot since I started your mentoring since July. And today one lady just sent me an email out of nowhere. She said, I got an email in my inbox. She just was wondering, she's a, she has 4 kids and she lives at home, and she's a hairstylist wanting to make more income. So, but I left her a good message. So I am doing exactly what you're showing us. I'm using your strategies right now, and it's working. Like today, 29 deposits, and you know what? I'm comfortable sending people, just making friends, and not just pitching them. Trying to find out what's going on in their life, what their pain is. So it's working, and I'm trying to be an open soul, and more be more do more videos, and just be more, control my emotions, my thoughts, and my words. And I think that's the biggest thing for every one of us. We have
So
to.
I want to just read this one. I want to read this one testimonial that came in today, so that you can really listen to these words. Because if you get this, you will understand what I'm talking about when I talk about the polarity of the magnet internally inside your body. Okay? This is from Jason Harris. He says, "Bro, so my friend request amount per day has blown up to 15 to 30 a day, literally. And as soon as I got off the webinar, I started accepting and connecting." Okay? I started accepting and connecting. So he's accepting the friends and connecting with them immediately. And for the first time ever, the thought of recruiting these people during my conversation has disappeared from my brain, and I've been able to feel myself searching for their pain 100%. This is my biggest breakthrough today, and I'd say ever. Money isn't the breakthrough, just the outcome. Your training truly is powerful. He recruited 4 people in 24 hours after getting his magnet. Okay, so there's a polarity internally inside your body that when you're going to people, if you've got money in your head that you're going to take money from them, you will repel them. Okay? If you're reaching out to them with an open heart, as a naked soul, to connect and build a friendship and find out what's happening in their life and share your real world, your real pictures with your kids, your real life, the thing you did on the weekend. I mean, I send a lot of times, we went out for dinner this one night, and we went to this really cool restaurant, and I sent a picture of the waiter that he had the meat on this platter all across, right? And then our dinner that came, and I had this amazing ribeye steak, and Adalia had this pasta with prawns and stuff, and I took a picture of the table, and I sent that. That was probably 1 full week of my networking online, guys. A picture of us at dinner, with the dinner, and with the chef guy. Okay? So I'm going to share with you that if you bring people into your life and you share that part of your real world, they will open up and tell you everything. I'm not kidding you. I mean, literally, if they're having an affair, they will tell you. I mean, they will tell you everything. Okay? I've had people that tell me that their marriage is on the rocks, that their parents are in old folks' homes and sick and they can't afford their medical bills, their home's in foreclosure. Total strangers that I have never, ever had any communication with before, ever. Right? So keep that in mind. Okay, guys, so we are on a wrap. You've got Darren Little here with the MLM Superheroes. If you were just watching this for the very first time, and you're a person that's in a state of transition, you're in a breaking point, you're underpaid at your job, you really want to take your life to the next level, guys, I'm going to tell you this for 100%. If you go through my training and you apply these millionaire mentoring strategies into your life, you will literally never, ever have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. And that, my friend, you can take to the bank. So you've got Darren Little here with the MLM Superheroes. I look forward to meeting you in person one day. I look forward to seeing you at the top. Bye for now.